It was just a really strange sense that I couldn't feel love. I really didn't feel anything except for anxiety. I spent a lot of time at home just sitting in my bed, just not wanting to get out of bed.
I knew that I couldn't be there 24/7 as much as I'd like to be, but a service dog can be available 24/7.
I found myself laughing one day, and I couldn't remember the last time that I'd laughed at anything. That was one of the biggest turning points for me, where I felt I really wanted to live my life again. I always wanted to be a pilot. That was pretty much my dream ever since I was a little kid. I went down to the Air Force recruiting office and I said, hey, let me sign up. I went through their little drills where you carry a 50-pound flour sack 100 yards and yell and scream and jump up and down and do push-ups and all the things the military likes to make you jump through. And they selected me for K-9. I handled a bomb dog. Sometimes you're on patrol with them, searching in a jungle for somebody, and the next minute you're called to a bomb threat and you're searching a building. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was very stressful. I just saw myself as expendable, and if anything blew up, I wanted it to blow up on me and not on somebody else, and that was the attitude that I had going into every mission. When I wasn't tasked with special duties, I would go out on patrol responding to everything that came in. We had to deal with a lot of domestic violence, sometimes fatal car accidents, suicides. You know, it's challenging to, once you get those images in your head, to get them back out again. I don't think I had half as many techniques for de-stressing, and I just learned how to bury my emotions. When I got out of the Air Force, I decided to become a pilot. You know, there was a lot of stress in the cockpit to do things again perfectly, and that was right in line with the hypervigilance and everything I'd been trained in the Air Force. And so it was really a seamless transition for me.
He felt fondly about his time in the military, and he was proud of his service. I really felt like he was one of the lucky ones, because I felt like he came home with no battle scars. I found out many, many years later that there were emotional wounds that were just hidden and that he was keeping inside as much as he could.
I started getting sick, and it developed into an extreme headache. 24 hours in 7, I would wake up in the middle of the night in pain, and
there was an evaluation that uncovered this delayed onset of PTSD.
You know, for 40 years, I'd been burying my emotions, and all the trauma, it was like layers of an onion of trauma, of just so many things that I had seen that I couldn't unsee, and it just felt like Pandora's box was opening, because I was in so much pain, and I couldn't tell the difference between the psychological pain and the physical pain anymore, and it just felt like it was exploding all around me. And that's when I knew I had to stop flying.
It was hard that he had to let go of that career that he loved and he did so well at.
The interesting thing is, my counselor made one great suggestion. He says, I need you to get out of the house. So I had to find out something to do, and that's when I found that I could volunteer at Southeastern Guide Dogs. And it was an interesting transition for me, because I felt at peace while I was there. Amber noticed this too, that there was some changes going on of, not just getting out of the house, but having a sense of purpose. And so she encouraged me to apply for my own service dog. I reluctantly went ahead with it, but I realized in order to get out of the hole that I was in, I was going to have to try something different, because the medication and the talk therapy just weren't enough.
Amazingly, we saw instantly that Foley made a difference. For years, I heard nothing but Morgan talk about nightmares that he had and The very first night Foley slept at our home, Morgan woke up that morning and told me he had a funny dream about the dogs. And I just stopped and said, this is entirely different. I don't know how Foley did this, but I'm so thankful that he can, and I hope he does it every night.
I think the biggest thing is that I was never alone. He reacts to me too when I get an anxiety attack, with jumping up on me and licking me and, you know, basically saying, hey Dad, let's go decompress somewhere, let's, you know, take some deep breaths. We
were shocked the first time that Foley was learning about how he could retrieve the medication from a specific place, and it's in a bite-proof container. And he had just started learning what this was all about and had only really been playing it as a game. And there was a night where Foley started showing the signs that he sensed something was off. He brought the bag and dropped it at Morgan's feet. He knew it was coming before Morgan even knew. We were just in awe of whatever his sixth sense is that allows him to do that.
I've learned to rely on him, so it's changed my attitude to I can see, you know, a little bit of joy in the day by just looking at this amazing model of happiness that has been given to me by Southeastern Guide Dogs.
Foley can't make PTSD go away. He can't make anxiety and depression completely go away. However, I'm incredibly thankful that we have him in our family, because he does make less bad days, and then he makes the good days better.